morning, my dear children. First of all, I would like to wish you a very happy and prosperous new year. So, to enjoy this year, please be safe and healthy. Okay, dear children? Yes, I know after a long gap only you are attending the class again. So, hope you remember the last class and what we discussed also. Who can tell me what we discussed in the last class? Yes, I could see some are smiling and some are trying to say the answer. Yes, you tried or we discussed how to make an electric circuit. And I'm so happy to say that many of you had already sent me the photos of the electric circuit that you had already made. And some of you had sent the video, how you prepared it. And I would like to congratulate one boy. You know, whenever I give the assignment, he's the one who submits it always first. He is none other than Shivahari. So congrats Shivahari. Keep that good spirit always. Okay Shivahari? Yes. Not only that, a few students are also there who always submit it. But because for so many months, Shivahari is the one who submits assignment first. So only I would like to congratulate him. So congrats to all the students who submit the assignment in time. Okay, yes. Now we can move on to the electric circuit. So you know what are the necessary things needed for making an electric circuit. What are they? Yes, LED bulb, 2 cells, 2 wires, then yes, crocodile clips, yes. Then switch, then resistors. So these are the things that are needed for making an electric circuit. So a simple electric circuit, if you want to make, it is not necessary that switch as well as resistor are needed. Without that also we can make we can construct electric circuit. But if you want to prepare a perfect electric circuit, we are supposed to use this resistor as well as the switch. Okay, so that time I already mentioned the purpose of using the resistor. Who can tell me the answer? Why we are using resistors in an electric circuit? For what? Yes, it is for controlling the flow of the electric current. Whatever electric circuit we are making, for operating any electrical equipment, a complete circuit or loop connection is there. Then only any electrical equipment work. Whether it is the TV or whether it is the switchboard, whether it is the bulb, and whatever electrical equipment we are operating, it should work when a complete circuit is there inside it. If the circuit is broken, we cannot operate any electrical equipment. So if the electrical equipment need to be complete, then we are supposed, or if it want to be perfect, we are supposed to use the resistors also. Resistors and switch, then only we can call that as a complete electrical circuit. Without that also we can make and I already shown you one circuit that I hadn't used resistor as well as what switch, and you already made and sent me that also you hadn't used it, many of you. So without that also we can make, but if you want to make a perfect electric circuit, definitely we are in need of the resistor and the switch. Okay, yes. So the resistor controls the flow of the electric current. So that's a very, very important thing. What is the function of the resistor? Control the flow of the electric current. Control the flow of current. That is the main function of what? Resistor. So you know that when we discussed about the electrical circuit that is prepared in the textbook, you had seen we used only one bulb and we used 2 cells, and one cell the power is 1.5 volt. So likewise we had already used total 2 cells, total how many volt? 3 volt, isn't it? 1.5 plus 1.5. So actually for the working of a single LED bulb, the power, nearly 2 volt power is only needed for the working of a electric bulb. Sorry, LED bulb. Minimum voltage, we all know it. For the working of LED bulb, the power is very, very less while comparing with the normal bulb. So here the circuit we had already used we had used only a single LED bulb, but we had used the 2 cells. And what about the power? 1.5 volt each. So total 3 volt. So if we use that, construct that circuit without the resistor, there is a chance for the damage of the LED bulb. Because if more power is given than it needs, LED work ചെയ്യുന്നതിലും ആവശ്യത്തിൽ കൂടുതൽ നമ്മൾ അതിന്റെ പവർ കൊടുത്താൽ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കാം? അതിന് കുറച്ച് പവർ മതി. ആ LED bulb, as we all know, it needs very less power to glow. അപ്പൊ അതിൽ കൂടുതൽ, ഒരുപാട് കൂടുതൽ നമ്മൾ പവർ കൊടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ what happened to that? It can get damaged. That's very important, that it will get damaged. So to avoid that, we are using the resistor. It controls the flow of the electric current. That is very important. Resistor control the flow of the electric current. എത്ര പവർ ആ LED glow ചെയ്യാൻ വേണോ അത്രയും പവർ മാത്രമാണ്. Even though total 3 volt power is there in the cell altogether, but as we are using the resistor, only whatever the amount of power needed for working that LED only will be provided by the resistor. ഇത്രയും നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്താലും റെസിസ്റ്റർ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക? റെസിസ്റ്റർ കൺട്രോൾ ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഈ 3 വോൾട്ട് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ആർക്ക് കൊടുക്കണില്ല? LED ബൾബിന് കൊടുക്കുന്നില്ല. സോ the resistor controls the flow of the electric current. So in any of the electrical circuit, the use of resistor is very, very important, because to control the flow of the electric current. Hope it is clear. Then we discussed about another important thing, that is the switch. Who can tell me what is the function of the switch? We all are using switch every day, isn't it? For operating any electrical equipment, we are operating what? Switch. Then what's the function of the switch? It is for completing or breaking the electric circuit, for operating, or we can say for completing or breaking. For these two purposes, we are using the electrical circuit. It is for completing the electric circuit, or it is for breaking the electric circuit. If the switch is in on position, that you all know it, I don't want to explain much about it, that I know very clearly, because we all are using every day. We are using the switch, isn't it, for operating. If it is on position, we all know that equipment starts to work. If it is off position, what happens? Yes, it stops working. Yes, we are breaking the electrical circuit. Clear? So that's the function of the switch, for completing and breaking the electric circuit. And the switches can be of mechanical or electrical. The switches can be of mechanical or electrical. 2 types of switches are there, and different types nowadays, different varieties of switches are there. When we clap, some switches work. When we enter, so different, when we enter the room, definitely some switch, some the bulb glows. So likewise, different signals or different types of switches are there. But in the textbook, you are supposed to study about only 2 types, that is the mechanical switch and the electrical switch. Usually we use which type of switch? Mechanical, for switching on and off. Usually when we enter the room, for operating the bulb and all, fan, AC and all, we are using that the mechanical switches. For TV and whatever electrical equipments we are using, we use the which type of switch? Mechanical switch. Then where we use this electrical switch? You know that when we see the remote, you all are familiar with the remote, isn't it? Yes. I couldn't see even a single boy, girl, those who haven't seen the remote. So in the remote, we can see so small switches are there, isn't it? They work on what? Electrical signals. So we all operate it by sitting in the place where we are comfortable, and by sitting there, we operate it. And for operating the AC, for operating the music system, and in the car and all, we are using the remote, isn't it? So that remote is electrical signal, electrical switches only. Remote, electrical signals are there. So such switches are the electrical switches. Normally what we use, that is the mechanical switches, isn't it? By using that on and off, that is the mechanical manner. When we use the remote, such switches are the electrical switches. Clear? So these are the two other two important parts of an electrical circuit or electric circuit. For completing an electric circuit, we need the resistor as well as what? As well as the switch. What is the function of resistor? Yes, it controls the flow of the electric current. When we are using more powerful cells in the electrical equipment, then definitely it can damage the equipment. To avoid that, we are using the resistors. It controls the flow of the electric current. Next one is about the switches. They were the switches. For what we are using the switches? For completing and for breaking the electrical circuit. The switch is in the on position. We know that the electrical equipment work. If it's off position, we know that it doesn't work at all. Clear? Then two types of switches, electrical switches and mechanical switches. The switches that we commonly use, they belong to which group? Mechanical switches. And the switches that we are seeing in the remote control and all, they are the electrical switches. So clear, children? And one more thing I would like to remind, many of us believe that this electricity does not cause any pollution. We all believe, or majority of us believe, that electricity does not cause, electrical energy does not cause any pollution. But it is wrong, because you have already studied that in different power stations only electricity is produced. In thermal power stations, from where the electricity is produced, absolutely right, it is from the coal, isn't it? Yes, when we burn the coal, electricity is produced. From the burning of the coal can create what? Pollution. Of course, we know that when we burn the coal, harmful gases are released and that can cause pollution. So when we use the electricity in an uncontrollable manner, indirectly, we are the reason for the environmental pollution. Okay, children? Yes. Now, take the textbook. We can discuss the later sessions there. Page number 1, I think 168. Page number 168. Please take. Did you know television has light sensitive switches? Every time you press a button of your TV remote, a tiny computer processor in the remote triggers the light emitting device, LED, light emitting device, at the front of the remote to send signals. The type of signal produced depends on the button that has been pressed. So that has been pressed. For example, the signal for increasing the volume is different from the signal that changes the TV channel. All are familiar with it, isn't it? We all operate the remote. For different functions, different buttons are there, isn't it? For changing the channel, different buttons are there. For pressing the, for changing, for increasing or decreasing the sound, and for back or for the jump. So different types of buttons are there in the TV remote. These signals are received by the light sensitive area called a photocell in your TV. And how does this remote works? In the TV, we have particular areas are there. For example, if the TV is there and I'm holding a remote, if I use like this, will the TV work? No, I need to point out that towards the TV only. Because there only what is there? Yes, photo cell. Photo means what? Light. So light sensitive cells are there in the TV. Depending on the type of the signal received, the TV switches on or off a certain application. If you want to change the channel, definitely the the signals are there. When we switch it, definitely the channel changes. If you want to change the sound, then that works. If you want to increase the color or the whatever quality of the TV, features of the TV, we could see different types of signals are there. Okay, children. Yes. Next we want to see another important thing about electricity. Be careful when using electricity. Very, very important tips. Do not lean on electric poles. First picture. Lean means what? Charidika. It can cause damage. Definitely we know that electricity that is not insulated. No covering is there. So it can result in what? Getting shock. Do not not fly kites nearby overhead cables. In the picture, I hope you have seen or you could see the electric cables there. Don't try to fly the kite near it. If what happened then? Yes, if it tie with that, definitely you may get shock. Next one. Do not touch live electric wires. Open electric wires, please don't touch. If it is in working condition, kindly avoid touching the electric wires. Do not throw water on live electrical appliances in case of fire. If a person catches fire, definitely no, we can pour water. Even anything catches fire, if the house catches fire, we can pour water. But if an electrical equipment catches fire, if a TV catches fire, if an iron box catches fire, if anyone gets shocked, please don't pour water, because water is a good conductor of electricity, and electricity can pass through the water and cause damage to the person who is pouring the water. Do not meddle with an electric appliance when it is on. Always switch off and disconnect the appliance if you need to clean or repair. If you want to clean any electrical equipment, whether this is TV or the washing machine or any electrical equipment, kindly disconnect it. Disconnection means what? Switch in the uri vekya. Otherwise, you may have the chance to get the shock. Please don't play or don't touch the electrical equipment when it is connected with the main switch. Do not operate an electric appliance on switch with wet hands. We have the habit of that. Before entering the toilet, washroom, we used to switch on the light. After coming back, definitely no. Sometimes no, maybe our fingers are wet. Sometimes we are switching off the light, isn't it? Kindly avoid it. First dry your fingers before touching the electric switch. Once or twice you may not feel the shock, but you can't say that every time it happens like that. You can't say when we get the shock. Many of you are doing it, and when I say this, you may think that I am doing it every day and I haven't got any shock. But you can't say like that. We can't say when the situation becomes worsen. So kindly don't touch the switchboard with wet hands or wet fingers. Do not touch a person who is in contact with electric supply with bare hand. Bare hand means what? Without any covering. Do not try to save a person who is experiencing an electric shock with bare hand. Bare hand means what? If a person got electric shock, please don't go and touch that person by using bare hand. Rubber or something, you need to use a gloves, or you can, if you see anybody is in contact with electrical or get shocked, you can use the wooden chair if it is there, or plastic chair. Then by using, you can just hit that person. Please don't go and touch that person. You may also get shocked, because our body is also the good conductor of electricity. Do not carry electrical appliance from place to place when it is connected to the electric supply. If you see this picture, you know that many of us have got the habit of doing that. So please don't do it. It is so dangerous, and be very careful while handling with electrical appliances. Please make sure that you follow this instruction. Don't touch the broken wires. Don't lean on the electric poles. Don't let the kite fly over the wires. Then please don't touch electrical equipments when it is connected with electricity power, and please don't pour water when an electrical equipment catches fire. If you see a person get electric shock, kindly don't go and touch them directly by using their bare hand, and please don't touch the electrical switches by using your wet hand or fingers. So these are some of the tips you are supposed to follow while in handling the electrical appliances. Okay, children. So with this, we come to the end of this chapter, and as we used to say every time, kindly read the textbook thoroughly, read each and every line thoroughly, because you can expect the questions from each and every line. Now we can discuss some more fill in the blanks in the textbook. I think section 1, take the correct option, page number 170. See the question number 4, I think we hadn't done it. The material used to make the path of an electric circuit is copper. Okay, mark it copper. A device to complete electric circuit is what? An electrical switch. If the switch is not there, the equipment is incomplete, or electric circuit is incomplete. Next one. Tick the true statements and cross the false one. Last question. Bulbs last longer than LED. It is false, isn't it? Then which last? Yes. How many hours? Yes, 1 lakh hours or 11 years. Yes. Next, answer the following questions. Third question. Why are switches used in an electric circuit? Who can tell me the answer of that? Why are electrical switches used in an electric circuit? To, yes, complete or break the electric circuit, we are using the electrical switches to operate. Yes, so switches are used in electric circuit for completing and breaking the complete cheyanum adupole break cheyanum, we are using the electric circuit. Yes, next one. Why are question number 5, why are electric wires covered with plastic? Yes, because plastic is an insulator, and the same manner, you know, switches are also covered with what? Plastic. Why? Because inside switches we know wires are there. When we come in contact with the wires, what will happen to us? Yes, we will get electric shock. So to avoid that, switches are also made up of what? Plastic. Next one. What's the importance of a switch in an electric circuit? Electric switch, same answer, helping completing and breaking the electric circuit. So it will help us to operate the electrical appliances easier and safe. So when it is off mode, you know that you can touch electrical appliances. If it on mode, we could understand something is dangerous there. Please don't go near it unwantedly. Next one. See, last section. Carefully read the description about electric cell given on page 161 and write a passage on cell a mini power plant. I think we have discussed it once again. You know, yes, I remember that we had all discussed about it, and 2 parts are there. Who can just tell me the answer? Yes, how many parts are there for the electric cell? Yes, positive and negative. And positive terminal is what? It's a cap shape, isn't it? So what is there inside that cell? This carbon rod. So tip of the carbon rod is the cap, it's a positive terminal, and the lower portion, it is the negative terminal. And when the yes, carbon get used up, the cell stops working. Okay, then we want to replace that cell with a new one. So next one, how does the electricity reaches our home? Yes, where it is produced? It is produced in what? Different power plants. And how many power plants are there? Thermal power plants, hydroelectric power plants, and nuclear power plants. In hydroelectric power plants, yes, water is used for the preparation of electricity. In thermal power plant, yes, coal is used for making the electricity. And in the nuclear power plant, nuclear energy is used. And what happened? It is the electricity through the electricity grid, through the overhead cables, electricity is passed, and you have already seen the transformers. And from these transformers, electricity is supplied to the houses, buildings, schools, etc. So this is wow, and where you should be very careful while coming in contact with the wires. You could see that these cable wires are always kept at a greater height. Just observe when you go out. We cannot touch it. Don't try to touch it also, because no, it is not insulated. No covering is there, so you may get what? Electric shock. Okay, children. So I hope this chapter is very clear. So kindly read the textbook thoroughly, and if you have any doubt regarding that, let me know and we can clarify the doubt. Okay, children. So as I used to say every time, please be safe, wear the mask. Now you know that another powerful virus, coronas, like the corona, and more powerful virus has identified. So you don't know what happened. Then so kindly please be again kindly be safe. That's the one thing I would like to tell you, because we want to be alive. Then only we can celebrate the new year. We can celebrate the whole year, not only new year, celebrate all year. We want to celebrate, we want to live before. So for that we should be alive first. Now we all should be thankful to God, because now we are safe. Year 2020 has already gone. Many people, they lost their lives. Many people got diseased in condition, but we all should be thankful to God, because we all are safe. So kindly be safe. Okay, my dear children. So until we meet in the next class, it's bye from me. Take care.